Are you a fan of animated movies? Did you just see the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer? Are you looking for what it all tells us about the movie? If yes, then this video is just perfect for you. The eagerly foreseen trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong has finally been released, and here are all the Easter eggs you may have skipped. The monsterverse has been building up since 2014, bringing up viewers to its unique versions of King Kong and Godzilla. The promise was always that the two titans would collide, and at last, the much-anticipated grudge match looks set to be a reality, with the new Godzilla vs. Kong trailer going big. The trailer promises non-stop battles between the two titans, however, as well as an examination of the mythology underpinning them. If it lives up to this promise, it should be a classic. Here's our full list of Easter eggs from the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer. The first section of the trailer helps to set up the war. The opening scenes show what is supposed to be a Godzilla attack upon a city. The traditional military is useless against Godzilla's might, and all human beings can do is run. A voiceover reveals Monarch has just one strategy left: to deploy Kong as a weapon against Godzilla. In truth, Monarch has realized from harsh experience only a titan can seize another titan. They'd earlier trusted in Godzilla to serve as humanity's protector, but now they need a defense against him instead. Monarch's Kong mission appears to be led by Eiza Gonzalez's mysterious new character, Maya Simmons. Little is known about Maya Simmons, although Gonzalez has indicated she's the main character. It's interesting to note Monarch possessed chains that could hold a titan, suggesting they've become a lot more used to dealing with such creatures over the years. That said, Kong may not be especially motivated to kick up a fuss, given he's hardly in his own environment at sea. This shot naturally raises the question of just how Monarch captured Kong in the first place, and the trailer moves on to answer that. There's a brief look at Alexander Skarsgård's character, a man named Nathan Lind, who seems to be one of Monarch's leaders. Here, it explains just how miserable a situation the world is in. Monarch believes Kong to be its last opportunity against Godzilla. The monsterverse has always tried to treat its CGI stars as characters in their own rights, and as a result, the trailer spends quite a bit of time setting up Kong's intentions for the fight. He appears to be acting out of compassion, having formed a strong emotional bond with a girl on Skull Island, and Monarch used this girl to help capture him. The child is shown presenting a doll to Kong, and voiceovers reveal she is the only one Kong will communicate with. The trailer builds to a climax in a powerful scene, in which the girl reaches out to touch Kong's finger. That is indeed the role humanity hopes Kong will perform on their behalf by defeating Godzilla. Godzilla arrives in style, tearing through one of the Monarch ships with his dorsal fins. This time, Godzilla doesn't bother to dive a little deeper, caring nothing for the havoc he leaves in his wake. The fighter jets may not have been able to hurt Godzilla, but he noticed them because he takes the time to swat one of them out of the sky using his tail. It's a crucial reminder that every inch of Godzilla's body is a weapon one human being is ill-equipped to stop. Kong displays typical gorilla behavior in issuing a challenge to Godzilla, attempting to defend his supremacy. Godzilla, for his part, responds in kind, almost upending the aircraft carrier and causing even Kong to flinch back in shock. Previous films have shown Godzilla can track titans, so he may well have been attracted into this battle. If so, the brief shot demonstrates just how foolish a decision the humans have made in taking the fight out into the depths of the sea. Godzilla has identified Kong as his primary target, and the titan claws his way onto the aircraft carrier to begin what is probably the first of several behemoth-sized riots. It's interesting to note Kong jumps from the carrier, possibly suspecting the upcoming attack, or hinting at the history between the two if Kong had expected something like this. Godzilla is then shown leaving, victorious, with Kong's fate unknown. The next couple of shots in the trailer emphasize Godzilla is on a rampage. The trailer's structure suggests this is after the battle with Kong, but that isn't necessarily the case. This section of the trailer is dedicated to the mystery of Godzilla's uncharacteristic actions, and you'd expect those to be considered throughout the film. The trailer moves on to show a map. It's an amusing indicator of just how much the monsterverse has developed since 2014's Godzilla, since it can be contrasted quite effectively with Joe Brody's conspiracy theory maps in that film. Now, the world is openly discussing Monarch, the existence of titans, and the reasons for Godzilla's rampage. Other than that, Millie Bobby Brown is back as Madison Russell, and she appears to be operating independently from Monarch, which may be a good thing if Monarch is implicated in Godzilla's rampage. Madison was likely the one who compiled the map of Godzilla activity and consequently is close to figuring out the mysterious connection between Godzilla and Apex. The final section of the trailer is dedicated to the clash between those two titans. In its mythological context, there are disturbing parallels between this legend and Monarch's attempt to use Kong against Godzilla. And indeed, the girl seen earlier in the trailer may have a telepathic bond with Kong, akin to the character of Mickey in the 90s movies. Also, there's an alien spaceship of some kind. Note the blue energy emissions, so it may suggest the battle between Kong and Godzilla somehow heads to the Hollow Earth. Merchandise for Godzilla vs. Kong has suggested Kong will wind up using a weapon in his battle against Godzilla, a makeshift axe formed from one of Godzilla's dorsal plates, presumably ripped off during a brutal battle. This is confirmed in a single shot of the trailer, although again, note the context is unknown. The axe's shaft also appears to be a bone, glowing red, as if to denote belonging to a titan with fire powers. Apart from that, the vegetation in numerous shots is interesting, reminiscent of a Jurassic environment, perhaps suggesting the Hollow Earth is a place where evolution has paused. The trailer builds to a climax with a disclosure that the two titular titans are the last ones standing from this ancient titan war, which saw their ancestors battling against one another for the authority of the Earth. A number of the final shots are set in another city location, although note this time it's in daylight, differentiating it from other places seen earlier in the trailer, when Godzilla was shown devastating cities at night. A lot of shots are taken from the third act. It's interesting to note there's no clear indication of Godzilla's presence in these Hollow Earth scenes, perhaps suggesting Kong will be forced to go on some sort of quest to enhance himself so he can then defeat the other titan. There's another action shot of Godzilla and Kong at war, this time with Kong looking as though he's winning as he hammers his enemy relentlessly. The city in the background is back to nighttime, confirming the various fights are being presented out of order, so it's safe to say the trailer is carefully constructed to conceal as much as it reveals. The versus matches are a dime a dozen in popular culture, and usually they turn into team-ups. The trailer assures viewers this will be an exception, with a winner emerging from the monster fight between Godzilla and Kong. At the same time though, it wouldn't be a surprise to see the two titans team up in the end. They've both been treated as heroes in the monsterverse to date, and there have been hints of Mecha Godzilla and aliens, meaning something else is going on here. The trailer ends with a shot reminiscent of an amusing scene in 1962's King Kong vs. Godzilla, in which Kong shoved a tree down Godzilla's throat, but this time it looks as though he'll be using Godzilla's dorsal plate, and it appears to be far more brutal. The trailer raises a lot of fascinating possibilities. Has Godzilla been framed? Or has Godzilla gone on a tear because humanity has become an inequality in nature? Either way, it's reasonable to assume the third act will see Kong and Godzilla team up against the robot. Well, whatever the case, maybe the fans are going crazy over it for sure. So, that was today's video, guys. Do let us know in the comments your views about the trailer. Also, subscribe to our channel for more intriguing content in the future. Take care. Peace. We are one of heroes. We're the generation. So